everybody, I'm Jackie Jin with IGN, and right now I'm with Jim Vejvoda. And the Guardians of the Galaxy cast released a statement today supporting James Gunn. He was fired 10 days ago after some controversial tweets were unearthed. A lot of questions surrounding this. Let's start off with a statement. What did it basically say?
Basically, in a nutshell, they were saying that they would like to see him reinstated, that while they don't condone his past tweets, they love the guy, they trust the guy, they believe in him, and they will work with him again, whether it's him getting reinstated in this movie or in some other project. So it was signed by Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Sean Gunn, James' brother, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, Karen Gillan, Palm Clementieff, the entire cast, Michael Rooker, everyone signed off on it. And it was, a real true blue kind of show of support for this guy. I think for them, it's this guy has directed them now twice, and he gave them a shot at something, especially somebody like Dave Bautista, who also signed it. I forgot to mention him. Gave them a shot at something, and they said that, look, the Guardians were all about these misfits who had to be redeemed, and that is completely applicable to James's case here.
Okay, so do you think this statement's going to do anything?
I mean, that's a great question.
Yeah.
I think what it does is further solidify sort of the folks that would like to see James Gunn reinstated as director of Guardians Volume 3. I think it doesn't hurt. It certainly forces kind of Marvel's and Disney's hand a bit, but there's a larger question here, which is this firing came at a very politically inopportune time for Disney, because they're going through a merger. They're acquiring 21st Century Fox's film assets, and that's a merger that has to be approved by the federal government. It's a Trump administration, and James Gunn has been a very, very harsh, vocal opponent of Trump's. And also his firing came on the heels of Disney having to fire Roseanne Barr for her tweets, and that was, obviously a very different case. But it was, if you're going to fire somebody who's a right-winger for their tweets, then you'll have to fire somebody on the left, and that's what happened with him. So it's going to be curious to see if Marvel does budge. I don't know. Yeah,
the merger playing a huge role. How have people been responding in general?
It's been divisive, even amongst fans, even amongst us internally. Like, we all love James Gunn's movies, and we love what he's done with Guardians. But as much as some people were like, yeah, look, he was doing a shock comedian kind of thing, other people didn't find it funny, even if it was meant in jest. There are just some subject matters that people can joke about, maybe amongst their friends, or if you are a comedian, you have the artistic right to go and express yourself and incur people's wrath. But people also need to remember, he was fired as an employee of Disney, and a mass media company, can fire any employee that they want if they feel like their behavior, their tweets, social media messaging embarrasses or hurts the company or doesn't reflect their values. That is their right as an employer, and that's what happened here. It wasn't necessarily an artist being silenced, it was an employee being let go. And there's a fine line there, but there's a reason why they're not hiring somebody like Lars von Trier to make a Marvel movie. They're hiring, somebody that could make something edgy but still palpable for a mass audience. It'll be curious to see if Disney, what do they do? Do they budge? I mean, I don't know. They want that merger approved, So.
What do you see for the future? I mean, we have Avengers 4, obviously the third Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, we're just making guesses here, but what are you thinking?
I'm wondering, how important is it that Guardians still come out at that time, if they were looking at it to come out? Can they push it a year, let the merger go through, things die down, and then they hire James Gunn back? Or is Guardians 3 so integral to what happens right after Avengers 4 that it has to move ahead, and that means going ahead with a different filmmaker? It would just be, if Guardians 3 goes ahead with a different filmmaker, that will have a pall cast over it for the movie's entire life. It'll sort of be like a solo thing where you'll always wonder, what would have the movie that was originally intended have been? And it doesn't matter how great a job the replacement director might do, it'll still just be hanging over it.
Okay, thanks so much, Jim. Lots of people talking about this and still lots of questions. And check out our initial reaction video to this whole controversy. We also have a video with the director of Antman and the Wasp. The director is reacting to the end credit scenes, which we all had lots of questions about. And as always, don't forget to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch. See ya.